So hi guys, my name is Elegbeleye Hepzibah Oluwatimileyin, and so yeah, to start with, I didn't plan for this to be this early. Like let me be very sincere with you guys. I never planned for it to be like I never even planned using the word welcome to my YouTube channel, subscribe and all of those things. Like I see how people do it on YouTube, I see how people do it maybe on Instagram and all of that. So like I didn't plan for it to be like this early, but yeah, this is where we are. And yeah, what brought about this idea? It was that I was at the point. Yeah, we'll go into the story shortly. And please, yes, endeavor to like, endeavor to comment, endeavor to subscribe, endeavor to share, because you honestly don't know who you'll be helping with this video. So please like, share, subscribe, because it's going to help a lot rather. Please, I'm so sorry. From time to time, educational stuff, motivational. We'll even be bringing people on board to use their stories to like help people. We don't know who this video will be like useful to at the end of the day. So what brought about this idea actually in the first place was, like I said, yes, we'll go into the story, we'll go into my own experience. Like, yeah, there's a whole lot. We'll go into my own experience, like as a Forex trader. So as I was saying, what brought about the story was a dark time or a downtime in my life when I thought that like everything had ended. That's what I thought at the time. And I have a number of videos. I have things outlined here, like about what I will do when things are better and all of that. Like I was waiting to share my story, to impact people, to teach people a number of things, to influence people positively. Yeah, so as I said earlier, I was waiting for things to be very okay, for things to go well before I share my story, now to impact people. So I'll tell them how, now how I came out, how things were, now how those motivational speakers used to sound really. But I got to discover eventually that really there's really no time, there's no actual time when you can help people. Like there will never be a perfect time. Do you understand? It's okay to help people as even you are discovering yourself. Like you're discovering better things about yourself or more things about yourself. You can help people while you are on your journey. Do you understand? So the YouTube space is a space where most people come out to like talk about their perfections, what they've gotten right and all of that. But really it doesn't have to be like that. And that's what this YouTube page is all about. It's where you can come out as you are, really. Because as much as you are trying to help people and maybe monetize the YouTube space, people are not really seeing the fact that you can also see people that will help you really on this space, because you don't know who is watching, you don't know who you're getting across to with your message, you don't know who your message is getting across to. Sorry about the so that is what this YouTube page is all about. We are going to come out as open as we are, or as open as I can be. I am going to come out as open as I can be. Talk about things that I know, things I've been able to figure out, what has helped me in this journey. Do you understand? And yes, so before I start talking too much, like I said, please, if you've not subscribed or if you've not liked, please go back and do that. Like, share, subscribe, do everything you can do to just help this to get to whoever it needs to get to. Because yes, so yeah, like every other child or like every other teenager, I was so curious about what the future had for me. I just wanted to explore things, basically because I was tired of how things were growing up. I wanted to do everything that came my way. Do you understand? I wanted to put my hand or lay my hands on all businesses, or I wanted to just try everything that came my way, really. I was one very special child. Let me put it that way, because I was really not cool with how things were. Do you understand? Like there's the, you know now how it has always been. Like finish school and go to this one, just go and study your masters and all of this. So it sounds cliche, really, or it's this is a word that has been used like by many people, but really it's the truth. I was really not cool with how things were, and really I wanted to get my hands on many things. And I had one thing which worked for me when I was in. So I was growing up, like I said, I was in school when I discovered my, should I say, marketing skills. Like I was one person that could easily influence people to do things. Do you understand? If I'm doing a thing, I could get friends like to do things. So it was like a talent for me. A number of people that can attest to that. Maybe a number of people watching this video can attest to that. If I'm doing a thing, like it was easy for me to get people on board, right? So I used that to. I started a business when I was in school. At the time, things were going well. Well, maybe not well, but things were going like well. And I discovered my marketing ability. Like I'm that kind of person that can sell myself. I can sell an idea like easily, right? It was a good one for me. So I did a business then when I was in, I did BA business yesterday when I was in school, 300 level to be precise. I was into the sales of products, health related products to people and all of that. I made some good amount of money, but I was not a good team builder at the time. I was not a good team builder at the time. Like, or I was not one person that was good at working with people. Do you understand? I just loved doing my thing alone. So yes, that was my weakness, right? So I was good at marketing. I was good at selling stuff online and all of that. So that was when I discovered the Facebook thing, like Facebook advertisement and all of that. I did it and it worked. Fast forward to like when I finished school, so business was shaky at the point. Things were not going as well as we were in school. Why? Because I had already lost. So it was an MLM business. It was a business where you register people and all of that. Do you understand? So I was not working well. I was not building my team well, but I was selling. So the sales thing was working, but the team building thing was not working. So long story cut short, I lost my business. That was my first business. Then I went into, I did the normal NYC thing. It wasn't fun for me really because I'm not used to working. Do you understand? Like working in a corporate organization and all of those things. So really, I did my NYC. Well, it's not something I'm proud of, and it's not something I will advise anybody to do. Really, right? So it's not something I will advise anybody to do. But really, I was being really serious with the whole ITM working thing, like the PPA thing, the NYC thing. So I wasn't. I was. I was into the sales of cars then when I was in NYC, and I was still doing my business, like my health related. I wouldn't want to mention names of that. I didn't want to mention the name of the company I was working with at the time. For I don't know. You know, there are a number of restrictions on this platform. So yes. So eventually, what happened after? While I was almost ending my NYC career, I was so curious. Like I said, like I wanted to know what was what I was going to do, what the future had to offer. Do you understand? I just wanted to know. So I was trying as many things as possible, laying my hands on many things, doing many things really, business wise. I can remember then I tried drop shipping. I tried many businesses really. I just tried all those businesses. Like I bought courses, did all of those things. Do you understand? And while I was ending my NYC program, I was involved, or I was chatting with an old friend of mine. He was about to start an idea, and that was where the whole Forex thing came into the picture. And I didn't even know what Forex was. So the guy was telling me stuff about how big the Forex market. Again, please, like I said, this is not to point fingers. Please, this is not to point fingers. This is just like sharing my story. Do you understand? So how? So he chatted me. We discussed. We're talking about the Forex market, how it's a very big market and you can generate as much and all of that. So then I felt it was a good opportunity. So well, I felt it was a good opportunity for me to, now leverage on, use my marketing skills, get people on board, and like it was like a major breakthrough. Do you understand? So I started, now. So this was when a point in my life where I now started using all those, marketing skills before you like test customers and with something, you want to put your money first, see how things are going and all of that. So yeah, I put my money in and things were going on. This was, so everybody watching this video can relate because this was what was trending in that around the 2020, 2019. That was all this Forex investment platforms and all of that. So that was what was trending then. So everybody was, well, if you were in that time and you did not do well, then I don't think there's anything that can affect you or that can move you in this Nigeria. So it was like a means, or how would I say, out of poverty, right? So then I found an avenue like to bring myself and bring as many people out of poverty, right? So I started it then, but just myself. I just wanted to like test the waters with my own hands, or test the waters. Do you understand? So I started with my own money, like I said, and things were going on well. Trust me, everything was going on well. But I wouldn't deny the fact that I didn't know so much about business then. I just knew my marketing skill, and it was working. And you watch YouTube videos where they tell you stuff like motivational stuff. So it wasn't like I was doing anything wrong, if I'm to be sincere with myself. I wasn't maybe taking anybody's money to like maybe sponsor any personal project. It was just as it was then. Paying, like using, I was leveraging on the company's expertise and all of the things they had then. And I was using my own skills too as a marketer. Do you understand? So that was how everything was going at the point, or at the time rather. So things were going on smoothly. Then after I finished NYC, then I was fortunate enough, an old friend of mine like linked me up. I got my first job. I worked with a company then, and I was really not particular about working with the company. I promise you guys, I was really not. You know how people want to do this 9 to 5 thing? I wasn't really particular about it. I was more particular about how to get money out of the company. Like, by telling people, sharing the idea. I told you what I found easy doing the most was influencing people to do stuff. Do you understand? So I was able to get, I think I was able to get up to 70% of the staff in the company, if not more than. Do you understand? So I was able to get them on board. Started with their little 20,000. So when I saw the whole thing was working and there was really no there was nothing happening. Do you understand? I brought as many people on board. Business was going smoothly. Everything was going on well. Things were going on smoothly. Like, now you're the typical hero in every gathering you get to. Everybody, in a way, you had already had a number of things running well for you. But like I said, I never used anybody's money to sponsor any personal project. So things were going well. So around June 2020, I already held a meeting with a number of friends. Like I told them that. So I started learning a number of things about business. I already knew where the business term where, or the business law or whatever it is, where you don't get to put some kinds of amount in things that you don't have control over, right? So as at this period, I'd already made some financial mistakes. I'd already made some mistakes with people's money, and I was paying debts. I was paying debts of about 10 million naira there, about monthly. This was while business was still running. I was paying debts of about 10 million naira monthly. While business was still running, I was paying debts every single month. So I was looking for a way to just settle my debts, and it's not like I spent anybody's money. So what happened was the company I was like partnering with, my friend's company at the time, just switched from 20 and 30 days, like they were paying their investors every 30 days, to 25 working days. But me, I thought there was a way I could still be paying people every 30 days. Do Do you understand? So, but I was getting paid every 25 working days, but I didn't want to lose my customers then because I'd already had a huge amount of money that was managing. So I was still paying people 30 days. But little did I know that, for example, some investors would pay me on the 28th of the month, on the 29th of the month. And normally the company was going to pay me for them on the maybe 3rd of the next month. But me, I will pay those people on the 29th of the next month. I don't know if you understand. Like, I was paying some people double of the amount I was receiving. So the thing put me into like huge debts. I don't know if you can understand. Like, for example, if the person pays on the 23rd of March or 28th of March, the company is going to pay me for them. The company is going to pay me their returns on the what? The company is going 25 working days from the 28th of March would be maybe the 1st of May. They won't be paid in April. But me, I'll pay 28th of March, and I'll pay 28th of April, I'll pay 28th of May. I don't know if you understand. So I was paying some people double for the amount I was receiving. So the thing started as a little amount of money, like in debt. But the thing started expanding. So little did I know that I was already making some mistakes with people's money. So I was paying debts. Right? And that's how it continued compounding until I got to discover. So here I was heavy, I was in huge debts. So then business was still running. So when I discovered around that June, I already did a meeting with a number of close friends. I told them I was really not interested in business again. At least I'd already had a number of things running for myself, and things were going on well. And this was when I knew that I was already handling an amount a little above 700 million naira. I know a number of people are surprised. Like at the age of 24, I was already handling a little above 700 million naira. That is about 1.5 million US dollars as at then, not now when the dollars increased against the naira. Right. So this amount was already too much, and I felt okay. It was high time for me to, just settle all those debts I was owing, because those debts were people's money. It wasn't my money. So once I settled the debt, I was just going to go on to business, like live life on my own. So June, July, August, September, October, I was just using all the additional money I was supposed to be earning as my own profit. I was using it to pay the debt I was owing. So while all of this was going on, now as an individual handling people's money, you want to know the state of the company. So we're always doing meetings with the company then to know what things were going on and all of that. And really, what happened? The company was always giving positive feedbacks that things were going on well and everything was going on fine, right? And what happened? Man, we did not know that all of those things were just gimmicks to keep us bringing money, like to keep us bringing money into the company. Do you understand? If we had known at least, so I feel that was the only mistake on the company's path. So really, we were just paying people's money kept on coming in, So the confidence the company gave us was what we were just using to collect, receive money from other people. Like I said, it's not like I built maybe a company or any of those things. I didn't build a company maybe in my name to collect people's money. It was strictly from me. Even the people that were investing with me, 90 to 99% of them knew. The people that did not know, maybe did not ask me, they just gave me money because they saw that there was an avenue already. I was very open. I told a number of people this was the company I was managing the funds. And that was how it went. I was just earning my own cut. Do you understand? So that's how it continued until sometime in December. I cannot forget, it was on the 8th of December 2020 when the company started coming up with excuses. Yeah. And that was how things started. But the funny thing was, due to the trust I had in this company, I was so into this company that I went to the extent of taking a loan from the bank on my own account, thinking, because the company had already told us all sorts of things. They said it was the CBN that was giving issues. A number of people can relate to this video because that was the same excuse a number of investment-related companies were giving at the point or at the time, saying CBN reduced their one thing, CBN did this, CBN did that, and all of that. So I was, when things were going on well, like the least I was earning was like some decent amount of money. Not even decent, like I was living well, trust me. I was earning well above $20,000, $30,000 monthly. Monthly. Do you understand? I was earning, although yes, like I said, I was paying loans, or not loans, I was paying debts. I was paying those amounts that I was owing, right? So when things just started going the other way around, I had to, I started hearing things about myself. I started hearing news about myself that I did not even know. A number of people said I was a scammer, I was this, even up till now. Do you understand? So it's enough reason for me to know that you cannot be good in everybody's story. Do you understand? You cannot be perfect in everybody's story. Irrespective of what it is you're doing, a number of people still see you as bad. Even family members really, do you understand, saw me as all sorts of things, called me names, called me this. But really, at the end of the day, what I felt about myself was actually what mattered to me. Really, if everyone sees me as this, if everyone sees me as that, it's fine. Do you understand? It's okay to be called names. It's okay for people to see you as whatever it is they want to see you as at the end of the day. But really, those things did not matter. I had two options at the time. The two options were, number one, to kill myself, like every other person would think, and number two, come out of it stronger. Those were the two options I had. Those are the two options every other person is going to have. Really, it's either you kill yourself. Well, if you're from a rich family, you can consider maybe calling your family members and all of that to help you like come out of your issue and all of that. But really, it wasn't that for me. So suicidal thoughts started coming in, or started creeping in at the point. Really, it was not something like anybody would not expect. I was hearing stories of my friends, a number of my friends. It wasn't only me. A number of my friends killing me. Someone even killed himself at the point. I was hearing stuff about people swallowing poison, doing all sorts of things. Right? Things were tough at that point. Do you understand? Knowing fully well that I was at that point in my life where I was comparing myself with an average, should I say Yahoo boy? An average Yahoo boy's goal or job description is to swindle people. And they were living lives, in quote, they were living their lives really. They were not in debt, they were not in anything. And they were living off that. Do you understand? A number of things were happening. It was at this point, sometime in April 2021, I started hearing stuff about me. I was called, I was detained by the EFCC at the point, right? Used a number of days in their custody. Do you know, even then when I was there, when I came out of the EFCC's thing, I was hearing stuff about, a number of people even said it was a lie, that I was not detained, that it was me just trying to form stories, to scare pity, so people could pity me and forget their old money and all those things. The main idea of this video is, as much as it is trying to get across to a wider audience or a wider number of audience, it's also trying to get across to people that were within the same line of business as me. People that we did the same thing together then, but they are in miserable situations or conditions at the moment. It's to really encourage them, because really, if I'm to be sincere, a number of people killed themselves, a number of people, did all sorts of things then. A number of people took all sorts of things, maybe to just end their lives and all of that, which wasn't really necessary. It wasn't really necessary. Do you understand? So that is the major idea, or the main idea of this video, to get across to them, to tell them a number of things I was able to do, to make them understand that, see, this really doesn't define, or it doesn't define, whatever happened doesn't define you, doesn't define me, doesn't define anybody. It's just something that really had to happen. And it doesn't mean, because now, we're in a country like in Nigeria where everybody likes reading people's success stories. everybody likes reading things in the newspaper. You hear news like Otedola did this and his business crumbled in a day, and we prefer to read it. But when it happens, do you understand? The average Nigerian is going to call you scam. That is the first thing that I think that's the first word that is like the closest to everybody's mouth. I don't know, maybe it's at the side of, or at the corner of everybody's mouth. The first thing they want to do is to call you scam. The first thing you want to do is everybody sees you as one person that's been looking for means to like extort them, to do all sorts of things. So these things are natural, they are normal in our society today. So this is not to make you feel left out. This is to give you a voice. You were not a scammer. You were not a scammer. You were not anything. You were just doing business. Because at the end of the day, that is how business works. You link the producer to the people that are going to use the products, and that's how it was. Just that this one was service based, right? You linked the people that were producing the service, or the people that were giving the service, to the people that needed the service. You were just in the middle of the whole thing. So people calling you scam, you losing a number of things, those things were just bound to happen. So this video is targeted at reaching these people. Really, this video will be termed, or would be seen as a success, or this project will be seen as successful if it reaches those people that were involved in all these things. Or if you have anybody that was involved, maybe that is in a very terrible situation at the moment, this would give the person a voice. They are not thieves. None of them was. Do you understand? None of them intended stealing. Well, a number of them really intended stealing your money, maybe ran away and all of that. For people that even ran away, really might have been for psychological reasons and all of that. Do you understand? So these things happened, right? Again, yes, another thing is that some things are bound to happen in a country like Nigeria. So you hear things like Ponzi schemes thriving in our economy or in our country. It is because of the interest rate. The economy is bad. Do you understand? So people are looking for means to survive. The economy on its own is already bad. So companies like that intend swindling or scamming people would thrive, or they would sell more in countries like Nigeria where people are trying to come out of poverty. Another thing I would like you to understand is that, see, a poor or an average man's child trying to gain ground or trying to now start something in this country would be harder compared to that of a rich man's child. A rich man's child is going to leverage on relationships that his father or his parents or his family has already built. He's going to leverage on the money they've been able to amass, the wealth they've been able to amass. But a poor man's child or an average man's child trying to just start things has really nothing. So things like this happening, they are inevitable, if I'm to be sincere with you. People will always have something to say. So really, if you think that you're going to operate based on what people will say, do you understand? So a number of people were at that point where, because of what people had said about them, they decided they were not going to do things big. Honestly, this is a wake-up call for you people. This is a wake-up call for everybody. Just do what it is you want to do. At the end of the day, things will be sorted out. Whether or whether not you do them, people are always going to keep their comments. People are always going to talk. People are always going to say something. So please just do you. Do your business. Do whatever it is. You're going to learn your lessons. A number of us had our fingers burnt, right? Mine happened at an age of 24 when I had not even figured out life. Do you understand? I had not even had a number of things figured out about my life. But it happened really. Really, I think this will lead to the second video where I'll be talking about what it is, what I had to do on myself. Because 700 million naira in any currency is a whole lot. Whether you're rich or you're poor, if you lose 700 million, you will know. Especially when 700 million passes through your hands, you know how it felt. Do you understand? And everything just went. Any businessman will feel it. Do you understand? Well, I don't know if the likes of Elon Musk and the likes would know. I don't know really, because they lose more than that on normal. So yeah, the second video would solve that part where we discuss about how I was able to overcome the whole mindset, overcome the whole thing. Do you understand? And I started working actively towards paying these people off. Do you understand? Settling my bank debts and all of those things. So really, thank you so much for waiting till the end of this video. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, and anticipate, just wait for my next video. Like I said, the first one, which is this one, was targeted at the problem, what happened, how I was able to enter into the debt and all of that. Second thing, targets what I was able to do. Do you understand? To work on my mind, how I was able to like overcome the whole idea of me being a failure, how I was able to, was able to come out of the whole situation where suicide and all of those things, or how I'm even living till now, what I'm doing really till now. Do you understand? That is what the next video is going to cover. Thank you so much for staying till the end of this video. See you when next I see you. Like maybe the outcome of this video is what is going to determine how the next video will be. Thank you and cheers.